How can anyone, whether they want to work in a language school or privately from their own laptop anywhere in the world, create a rewarding and impactful career teaching English as a second language, even if they are just starting out or have no teaching experience or ability? Hi, my name is Lynette Kim, and here on the TESOL Talk podcast, I aim to answer that very question.
I speak to people often and they are concerned with the question, can I teach English as a second language? Can I be an English teacher? And I want to be, but I don't know. Is it something achievable for me? And the answer is, of course, yes. It really just depends if you want this and if you're willing to do the training, like a TESOL course, to become a teacher of English as a second language. And it's not a case that you need to have huge training or amazing abilities as a teacher when you start out. It's just that you are eager and that you want to do this enough and that you feel that you can give it a go. A lot of people do extremely well who never ever would have thought that they could do it. And I remember the first time when I actually officially taught English as a second language. I was overseas and I had gone over there for 2 years with my husband. So my husband's Korean. And he said to me, do you want to go and see an English school? And I'm like, yeah, great. I mean, I was keen for anything back then. Like I was just show me the culture, show me the country, show me everything. So any sales school overseas sounded very exciting. So off we went, and we went to meet the owner of the school, and we sat down for a very nice interview, and basically my husband and he talked in Korean and I understood very little. And then my husband goes, oh, the owner would like to know if you would like to see a classroom. And I thought, wow, they're going to let me sit on the side and see a classroom. So off we trotted down the hallway, and we get to the end room, and they open the door, and there's this group of students. They were adults all sitting around a boardroom style classroom table, and they were all looking at me, smiling and very expectant. And I peered into the room and there was no teacher. And my husband gives me this little shove in the middle of my back, like that, and pushes me, and he goes, oh, yeah, the class is ready for you now. You can teach it. Now, he was such a rat. He hadn't told me that they had timed it and arranged students to come. And this was basically my job trial, my job interview. I thought I was just looking at a school. And here am I shoved in the classroom to see how I go. I had nothing prepared, no books, and it wasn't in the days of the internet. It's not like I could just jump online. Not that I could do that with all the students staring at me. I had to come up with something on the fly and teach all of these happy, expectant students. And I'm like, oh my God. But do you know what? I just ad-libbed. I'm like, I really want to do this. Suddenly, it just took on a whole new life for me. And I put my name on the board, and then I did the whole introduction thing, asking everyone their names, practice introducing everyone to each other. And then I put some questions up on the board about where are you from, your basics, because I didn't even know what level these students were. I hadn't had TESOL training at this point. I was totally thrown in the deep end. So number one, I didn't know how to teach English as a second language. Number two, I had no idea what level these students were. And number three, I had no resources. So it's like, what do you do? Sink or swim? But only thing I did know is I wanted to do this, and these people were counting on me. These poor people sitting there, they had been told something that I was going to provide, and I didn't want to let them down.
Hi, it's Lynn here. I hope you're enjoying this episode of TESOL Talks. I just want to let you know that if you're interested in teaching English as a second language, the best way to get started is by getting your TESOL certification. And I recommend a TESOL Australia course because, well, I wrote them. I put everything that I wished I had been taught when I was first teaching into the TESOL Australia courses, along with a lot of other information and training. If you have any questions or you need someone to help you figure out a plan to create a rewarding and impactful career teaching English as a second language, simply go to our website, tesolau.com. That's TESOLAU.com, and fill in the inquiry form to get professional advice on your goals and exact situation. Now let's get straight back to the episode.
So I ended up going through, your basics, letting you get to know people, where are you from, told them a little bit about myself, my family, my background, got them to tell me about themselves. There were 12 students in the class by the time we did all of that, and just had a little bit of light chat. An hour was up. Now, I didn't know to do anything else. I didn't know to put vocabulary up. I didn't know to give them homework. I didn't know about what was going to happen for the next class or even if I'd see them again. But all I knew was I got through that time. The students were happy. I had enjoyed my time with them. And I thought, you know what? This is doable. I can do this. So I came out. Obviously, I got the job. Oh my God, I can't believe I survived that initially. And I went home and I just had to go through everything I had. I was just like, what books do I have? What can I use? I actually asked my husband to take me to a bookstore so that I could find some books. There wasn't a lot of resources around in those days. And bit by bit, I started figuring things out for myself, what I could teach them, what they needed. But, in the back of my mind, I always knew something was lacking. I understood what I was doing, but I didn't understand how to make that help the students' progress, how to help their learning, what their levels were, and they were different levels within the classroom, all of these things. So I knew I was lacking, but I was trying really hard to make up for that by content and by personality. And I was just relying on those. So can you imagine, after a number of months, I felt like I was burning out. It was getting hard, but I knew I could do this. Now, in this situation, and I survived and I was able to do that. And anyone else can too, if it's something they really want to do. But you don't have to suffer like I did, because there are brilliant TESOL courses. That's what they are there for. So yes, you can. If you do a TESOL course and you learn about the students' language levels and you learn about how the processes for them learning English as a second language, and you get that training, you get those skills so you understand what you're up against, and you learn and get the skills and the knowledge on how to find and use excellent published resources that are available now. Many are online free, but there are also books that you can download, books that you can buy to teach. And if you're teaching online or overseas, you're going to be given the resources to teach 9 times that, well, actually more than 9 times out of 10. This for me happened at a time, this was 1992, when, things were a lot more limited and there was a lot more emphasis on the teacher to be able to do that. But now with all the courses out there, you don't have to worry. You're taught how to do that and how to use and find good resources. So if this is something you think to yourself, I want to have a fantastic job with people, enjoying, the company of others, discussing, feeling that I'm actually contributing to the benefit of others and it's meaningful and people appreciate what I do and they're grateful for it. If that's something that appeals to you and you're willing to do a TESOL course to get the training, give us a call. We'd love to help you to get into your career, because there are online jobs and there are overseas jobs. There are jobs waiting for people who want to be a teacher of English as a second language.